Samuel Colt, an American inventor, is most known for his invention of the modern revolver. Born in 1814 in Hartford, he lost 3 of his sisters at a young age, his mother at a young age, and his brother was arrested for murder. He was put to work on the farm at age 11 by his father. When he reached adulthood, he had the idea to make the revolver. This revolver later changed the course of war. He later got the chance and took it and made the company Colt's Patent Firearms Manufacturing Company. I got the chance to go back in time and take an interview with him. Samuel, how did you come up with the idea of the revolver?
Funny you should ask that, actually. I thought that back in 1830, I think it was, when I was about 16. My dad, he sent me on a voyage on the ships, and he wanted me to learn the sea trade and the seaman's life. And I noticed on the ship, when I was going, the wheel in the ship, that steers it, and the spokes, that comes off of the wheel. And I noticed that whenever it spun and stopped, there are clutches to hold it so it stays in one place. And the idea of the revolver and how it spins, and how it spins and stops and it clicks. And in that moment, it clicked. It clicked in my head, the revolver. And I was so excited about it that I made a model on the voyage right away. I made a model.
Colt got his idea for the revolver from a steering wheel on a ship. The ship has spokes and a clutch. The clutch can latch on to the spokes and hold the steering wheel in place. No matter which way the steering wheel turns, the spokes will always line up with the clutch, and the clutch will be able to hold it in place. Similar to the revolver has a spinning chamber, which is like the wheel in a ship. And there are the spots for the bullets, and there is the spokes. The spokes can line up with the clutch inside the revolver, and when it fires once, it rotates and is ready to fire again.
Samuel, what was your motivation for the revolver? My motivation for the gun? Well, for the revolver. Well, I think it started when I was a boy, about maybe 10 years old, and I was working on the farm, and I had some school studies, and I found the encyclopedia, and I loved it. I think the encyclopedia was the compendium of knowledge, and I loved the book. I loved it. I loved it more than my Bible. I admit it. I'm a sinner. I bet you are too. But and so in it, I learned about Robert Fulton, and I learned about gunpowder. And Robert Fulton and his inventions, they were said to be made impossible to make. And gunpowder, and then just those two together. Like, I wanted to do something really impossible, and I wanted to do something with gunpowder. And then something almost seemed like a week later, I heard 2 soldiers talking about how they wanted to make a gun, or have a gun that could shoot 5 or 6 times without reloading. And that moment, it clicked. And I wanted to make the impossible gun. And that is how I wanted to make a revolver. That was probably my motivation.
Samuel, why?
Why? Because I wanted to do something impossible that no one has done or thought possible. I wanted to help my country. I wanted to make the impossible gun.
Samuel, your father, how did he affect your life?
My father, he actually did a lot, my father did. When I was 15, he sent me to work in his textile factory after did some farming and studies and stuff, and there I started working on some of my inventions, my ideas for my revolver, and with some of his materials. And after a while, then he sent me on to work in a seaman's trade on the voyage on the ship, and that's where I told you earlier I got the concept for the revolver. And then I came back, and he helped finance my inventions, but they're very poorly done because he gave me barely any money. So I try to show it off, but this is all, this is one of the original ones. This is all it does. It pulls the trigger and it pops back, and that's all it made. So then I had to make my own money somehow with finances.
How did you ever get your money, Samuel?
Funny you should ask that, actually. because they're actually pretty funny, you know. I used laughing gas. Get it? Funny? Laughing gas? Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Yeah, well, I used laughing gas in a portable lab, and not many people who knew what laughing gas was then. And so I used it in a portable lab, and I went to like kids and shows, and had my own shows, and show them what laughing gas did to them. I think it really worked. I got a lot of money doing that.
Samuel, it's me, the 4 o'clock visitor. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I bet they did, Samuel.
Ha ha.
So, Samuel, after you raised your money, how did you continue on your quest to build the revolver?
Well, soon I realized, after I got my money and stuff, that I should probably use that money to get a patent for my idea. So I went to the Patent People of America, and they gave me a patent when I was just 18 years old. And then after I got the patent, I said I would come back with the model of the real revolver.
Come back from where, Samuel?
England, of course. Where else would I come back from? Don't you know anything about me? I traveled there to get a look at some other people's ideas of the revolver, and I wanted to get a patent there too, so no one could take my idea. And there I saw some other people's idea of like some other types of guns, and that really helped. So then there I made the revolver, a good working one, and I came back to America with one, and everyone's just like, wow, this guy has made the revolver.
Very interesting, Samuel. And what did you do when you returned back to America?
What did I do when I returned to America? I started a factory, of course. That'd be the best thing to do if you want to get your weapon going. So after I made my first good revolver, I went to the American Patent People, got my weapon patented when I was just 22 years old. That was, I think, year 1836. And since then, I got my business going, and I had workers, and I paid them everything, and it worked well. From that point on, no one else was building revolvers like me. In fact, no one was building revolvers at all. Thank you very much. They thought they could not compete with me. I had a monopoly.
Wow, Samuel, that is great. Speaking of business, tell me about your business. How did it start? What did you do?
Well, I started it in 1835, and it was called Patent Arms Manufacturing Company of Paterson, New Jersey, Colt's Patent. I wasn't really good at naming things back then, but it worked. The company was going for a couple of years, you know, and it was kind of slow. But then during the Mexican-American War, some of them, they used my guns, and they thought it was really good. So then I got a lot of money, and then I started a new business, pretty much the same thing, called Colt's Patent Firearms Manufacturing Company in 1848, and that really did a lot. It boomed.
How did that work for you, Samuel?
It worked out very well. In the 50s, you know, we had a lot of production, and we made a lot of money, and it helped a lot.
Samuel, how did your inventions affect the world? How did they keep it going? Was it positive or negative, do you think?
I believe that my making of weapons, and I believe that my making of weapons helped people want to accomplish things that they thought were impossible, like I thought were impossible. Like the telegraph. I don't know about this yet. Dang it. I believe that my making new weapons influenced other people to do things that were impossible, like me. I think, you know, I think we're going through a revolution right now in the 50s, and I think that I can help it keep going by inventing new things and helping other people influence.